This is the second time they've been hit in as many years.
The fact that this keeps happening and, cars getting broken into out here all the time along this street, it's a shame when it's just like a small mom and pop sort of business.
This historic business is one of 4 bars and restaurants that were burglarized here, all within blocks of each other. Many Oakland residents are tired of all the smash and grabs. Libby tells KCBS,
"We're just people in Oakland. Give us a break."
Mayor Shang Tao has met with the owner of the 76 gas station on Hagenberger that was ransacked by a burglary mob earlier this month. In Oakland, Matt Bigler, KCBS.
Your PG&E bill is most likely going to keep going up for the next few years at least. That's according to a state regulatory agency which is forecasting an average increase of 11% per year through 2027. The average customer bill went up by 22% last year. At the same time, inflation in the Bay Area rose by a little over 2%, which means PG&E bills increased 8 times faster than the inflation rate, according to state regulators. Utility officials say they are hoping to bring bills down over the next few years.
Today, during our Ask an Expert segment, we'll hear from Southwest CEO following the announcement that the airline will now be assigning seats. We'll have that coming up at 9:20.
That's it on KCBS. What's driving all this rage on California roads?
To find out what's driving all this traffic on California roads, here is Kim Wonderly from your local Honda Dealers Traffic Center.
That's mostly people behind the wheel, except for Waymo.
Exactly.
Yeah, which I heard one honk its horn for the first time the other day. Yeah, I was in this little alley that I used to get back onto the roadway, and nobody was moving, and this woman tried to back up to go around, and there was a Waymo in back of her. It actually honked at her. So, and of course no one was driving it.
Is that under road rage too?
I don't know, but there's, I was kind of laughing. I said to my passenger, "Hey, there's no one to turn around and flip them off." That goes with honking around San Francisco, right? We are looking at North 101. Speaking of San Francisco traffic, a little bit slow entering the Alamany interchange. That's the 280 split up to just north of Cesar Chavez, and then you see the traffic start to loosen up to the westbound or the eastbound 80 Skyway. And we're taking a look again at San Jose traffic. Northbound 101 still pretty slow, actually, coming off of the 880 interchange, heading out toward Trimble, De Anza. Then it loosens up. 237 is pretty much recovered from that big crash. It's still a little bit slow right at Lawrence Expressway on the westbound side. That's where the accident had been. The Chilton Out-of-Body collision cam is also looking at traffic on Highway 4 completely thinned out. Contra Costa County actually really nice and quiet right now. 680 to the 24 split, 24 to the Caldecott, all at the speed limit. Your next traffic update is at 9:18 on the traffic leader, KCBS. Thank you, Kim. The heat eases today with a more comfortable weather pattern on ties today in the 90s inland, around 80 by the bay, and the mid-60s at the coast. Much cooler tomorrow, mid-80s inland, around 70 by the bay, and cooling further still for your weekend. Traffic and weather together on the 8s on All News 106.9 and AM 740 KCBS. Traffic and weather together sponsored by Water Heaters Only.
Is your water heater on its last leg? Don't wait for an emergency. Replace your aging tank now and save big with Water Heaters Only. During our summer slow time, we make it easy. Visit waterheatersonly.com for local friendly service. That's waterheatersonly.com. Financing available. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey guys, at Prime Male Medical, our mission is to provide you with the medical care you need to improve your ED, low T, and incontinence. With years dedicated to improving the lifestyle of our patients in the Bay Area, we strive to improve your love life and overall health. Listen to Dr. Robert Rowley.
We have virtually every medication known to man to help men. We specialize in acoustic wave therapy, sublingual lozenges, which bypass the digestive system, making them work faster and more effectively, injectable medications, and testosterone treatment for those patients who need it.
Impotence problems can be treated in just one visit. Call now. Get a PSA test, testosterone test, Doppler ultrasound, and a full year of free visits for just $99. Call 415-761-4037. That's 415-761-4037. Or go to primemalemedical.com. Again, that's primemalemedical.com. 415-761-4037. Visit us in San Francisco, San Jose, and the East Bay.
When people have a craving to explore new and traditional Asian cuisines, they head to P.F. Chang's, where scratch-made dishes come from the 2,000-year-old tradition evolution of wok cooking. P.F. Chang's wanted to explore new possibilities for their website. They turned to AmericanEagle.com. AmericanEagle.com re-architected P.F. Chang's website, integrating multiple third-party systems to create a unified digital experience. The results? Improved page speed and performance, personalized content based on users' location, intuitive online ordering, an increase in organic search visibility, and a 40% increase in new users. For scratch-made Asian cuisine, visit your local P.F. Chang's or go to pfchangs.com for website design, development, digital marketing, and hosting that produce efficiency, revenue, and results. Visit AmericanEagle.com. P.F. Chang's and AmericanEagle.com. Another example of the best businesses in the world. Turning to the best in the business for websites. Go to AmericanEagle.com or call 877-WEB-NOW1. That's 877-WEB-NOW1.
Your Thursday Morning News Watch continues.
So much for that laid-back California vibe. A new study ranks our state #1 when it comes to road rage. As KCBS reporter Holly Kwan tells us, it's a big jump from last year's ranking.
This isn't sideshow or drag racing. This is common freeway or city street driving. The personal finance platform Forbes Advisor surveyed 10,000 drivers nationwide and found California went from number 13 last year to number 1 this year. Half of California drivers reported other people cutting them off intentionally. Over a third had someone try and block them from changing lanes. Over 10% have seen other drivers getting out of their cars to escalate an incident. CHP officer Eulogia Ceja telling the Sacramento Bee, don't try to make things worse by getting video.
Another thing that we do ask of witnesses is, first and foremost, for their own safety, to maintain a safe space between them and the vehicles that are engaged in this type of incident. If they're able to get a license plate, that would be great, but if not, at least try to get the make and model of the vehicle.
Primary ragers were drivers of SUVs and sports cars. The state with the lowest amount of cursing and tailgating? Yep, Hawaii, where only 1% of drivers report seeing road rage. Holly Kwan, KCBS.
Aloha. San Francisco is set to bring climate solutions to marginalized neighborhoods. It's planning to spend a $1 million EPA grant, federal grant, on giving communities in need a fairer shake when it comes to assessing things like cleaner buildings, solar panels, organic vegetables, and energy-saving appliances. The grant money will help pay for projects like creating community gardens and decarbonizing buildings. It will also pay for community training so neighbors can organize and apply for state and federal funds for future climate-saving efforts. Still to come on KCBS, 49ers training camp featuring contract holdouts and a bulkier Brock Purdy. And Stephen will explain in 2 minutes.
Do you get a bit anxious when a service provider comes into your home? Me too. Brian Sussman here. You don't have to worry about that with American Vision Windows. Over the past 2 decades, they've installed our windows, sliding glass doors, French doors. The technicians are always first-class pros and, backed by popular demand, American Vision Windows is offering a free upgrade to their security package, a free upgrade to the super energy-efficient Sun Matrix windows, and a free upgrade to the sound package, plus free installation. This is why American Vision Windows is the #1 window company in California. Offer ends July 31st. Take advantage before summer comes to an end. To get this, 0% interest and 0 payments until 2025. AmericanVisionWindows.com. Call them now. 408-357-2558. 408-357-2558. For all offers, call or see website for details. On approved credit. Offer expires 7/31/24. CSOB number 778326.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
Coming up on KCBS, sweeping changes are landing soon at Southwest Airlines. KCBS News Time is 9:15.
Really? Brock Purdy put on a little weight, as married men often do? And it's the talk of the town.
I don't think it's that kind of weight.
Oh, really? Okay, you're Stephen Langford from the Bay Area Chevy Dealer Sports Stuff.
He calls it good weight. That's how we categorize it.
That's how we all categorize it.
Winky weight.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying too. All this weight it's good weight I'm put on. But yes, it's one of the top stories out of 49ers training camp, and really since they arrived to mini camp a couple of months ago, when Quarterback Brock Purdy looked a little bulkier than in years past, and he credits some time in Jacksonville this offseason, and he got in the weight room a little bit.
Probably a couple pounds heavier, but I think feeling good and not just trying to put on weight, but good weight. That's right, and still being able to move around and be quick and things like that. Like, that's all part of my game, and I didn't want to just bulk up and try to gain as much weight as I can. I was smart about it, so I still got to move and throw well.
The head coach, Kyle Shanahan, was raving about Purdy and how he's looked going into training camp this year, but the other top story, the contract holdouts, or hold in, the latter of which has its benefits. You get to save a little bit of money. It's not just the 49ers, but across the league. Players get fined $40,000 for every missed training camp practice. But the other benefit of a hold-in, 49ers head coach.
I mean, it's better for them, I think, too, that at least they can be around, hear meetings, stuff like that. So they're just, hopefully when things do work out, they're still used to some things. They haven't been that far behind.
A contract hold-in is the case for wide receiver Brandon Ayuk. He did report to training camp, just not in uniform yesterday. He was on the field for a brief period of time before heading back to 49ers headquarters to meet with the general manager, though holding out is left tackle Trent Williams. He does have 3 years left, but without any guaranteed money. So the negotiations continue, but the head coach, Kyle Shanahan, he's not worried about it. He thinks he'll get a deal done. At the sports desk, Stephen Langford, KCBS.
Get ready to conquer the road in the all-new 2024 GMC Hummer QX EV SUV. Experience the power of innovation with the world's first-ever super truck, designed for off-road enthusiasts and electric vehicle pioneers alike. Lease the GMC Hummer QX EV now for just $999. 36 months with only $79.95 due at signing. This piece features revolutionary crab walk mode, allowing for unparalleled maneuverability in challenging terrain. With an impressive 350 miles of range on a full charge, the GMC Hummer 2X EV combines sustainability with uncompromising performance. Hurry, this offer ends soon. Visit Fremont Buick GMC or Dublin Buick GMC today to test drive the 2024 GMC Hummer 2X EV SUV. $79.95 due at signing. Zero security deposit. 10,000 miles per year. 25 cents per mile in excess. Buy at this price. Plus tax, title, license, and registration fees. For well-qualified lessees only. Not all buyers will qualify. Retail delivery by July 31st, 2024. GMC. We are professional grade.
Wonderly from your local Honda Davis Traffic Center with a look at your traffic.
Yeah, just getting word of a crash in San Jose, North 880, just before you get to the Alameda. It looks like that's in the second from left lane. They're in the process of moving that to the shoulder, but while they do so, traffic is now backing up from Stevens Creek. Southbound side of the freeway, there was a crash at Stevens Creek. That's been removed, and traffic has recovered on the southbound side, but not the northbound side. This report is brought to you by O'Donnell Financial Group. In the meantime, we're going over to Highway 238, getting into San Lorenzo. We're starting to see a backup behind a new crash that has come in for northbound 238. It's the ramp that goes to North 880. The left lane of that ramp looks like it is blocked with a car and a big rig. Fire department is responding to that, so we're starting to see a slowdown on 238 as you make your way over toward the Nimitz Freeway. In the meantime, we look at the Richmond-San Rafael Bridge. The backup, not too bad, just Castro Street to the toll plaza, so things are really thinning out quite nicely here. So will you outlive your wealth, or will your wealth outlive you? Will you be able to live that retirement lifestyle that you've dreamed of? For a complimentary review of your loans, investments, insurance, or retirement income planning needs, call O'Donnell Financial at 866-496-2300. More traffic at 928 on the traffic leader, KCBS. Thank you, Kim. Visit Mancini Sleep World and save on cooling mattresses and accessories, or visit sleepworld.com. Here's your Mancini Sleep World 6-day forecast.
Good morning. I'm meteorologist Jessica Birch. We're starting to cool down as we head into the next couple days, which is great news after a heat wave swept throughout the whole Bay Area earlier this week. 90s today in our inland East Bay turn into low 80s by tomorrow, and then 70s by Saturday. We're seeing a similar trend all throughout the North Bay and the Santa Clara Valley, too. Actually, those areas are already sitting in the 80s this afternoon. For our friends along the coast, 60s today, low 60s heading into this weekend's forecast. You're going to notice a lot more clouds in the forecast day by day as we gear up for the weekend and head into early next week. No rain associated with them, but it is going to be cloudy and cool along the coast, so keep that in mind if you're gearing up for the San Francisco Marathon. Looks like it's going to be a cloudy one on Sunday, but still nice weather nonetheless for running. We'll keep you updated on that forecast. For now, I'm First Alert Meteorologist Jessica Birch, now also on Picture Plus, home of the Primetime Edition at 8 p.m.
Current temperatures around the Bay, 75 degrees in San Jose, 61 degrees in San Francisco, Oakland checking in with 65 degrees. Traffic and weather together on the 8th on All News 106.9 and AM 740 KCBS.
Then, your manual, error-prone, complex network weighed you down. But now, with Juniper's AI native network, everything's simpler. Because it's self-configuring, self-detecting, and self-healing. So now, instead of being stuck under a pile of trouble tickets, you can rise above them. And from way up here, you gain a better perspective on everything. Juniper Networks. That's the now way to network. All right, I'm coming down.
It's time now for Ask an Expert. Every weekday at this time on KCBS, we're giving you direct access to top experts in various fields. Today, it's one of the things that always sets Southwest Airlines apart, but not for much longer.
For the first time in its 53-year history, Southwest will soon go to assigned seating. That announcement came earlier this morning, and that's not the only thing they're changing. Mike Rogers with Odyssey's News Radio KRLD 1080 in Dallas was granted one of 3 interviews this morning with Southwest CEO Bob Jordan. This is part 1 of their conversation. Let's start with the seating, because that's the one I think most people are talking about. This assigned seating on Southwest after all these years. When will this begin? How will it work exactly?
Just first, I just want you to know we have had open seating as part of our DNA since the beginning of the company. So we did not take the change lightly. We did extensive research, talked to tens of thousands of customers, ran all kinds of boarding simulations and all for the last 9 months. And it is really clear. The data, says that 80% of our customers want assigned seating and, some form of premium in the cabin, and 86% of customers that don't fly Southwest want assigned seating. And the number one reason when we lose a customer to a competitor is because of the open seating. So it is time to change. It's very exciting. I know there'll be folks that love open seating that don't want to see it go, but we're going to work super hard to win them over. I mean, we had the same thing when we switched from plastic boarding passes or when we stopped serving peanuts. And we were able to win folks over, and we'll do this the Southwest Airlines way. But no, it's an exciting day, and it's a very exciting change.
Would there be designated business sections, first class sections, or would it just be a different in the price point from seat to seat?
The way we're looking at it is to do this again the Southwest way, to not be overly complicated in the cabin. We're looking at obviously assigning seats across every seat on every aircraft, and then having an extra legroom, a premium extra legroom section. We're not going to have first class because it's just not us. It has all kinds of complexity. You have a different seat. You have hot meals. You have the famous curtain separating the cabin. So we'll have a premium extra legroom section. And right now we're still designing the exact cabin layout and the exact product, but roughly a third of our seats across our entire fleet will be in the extra legroom configuration. What's not going to change, our customers love our customer-friendly policies. We've got the best set of policies in the industry. Bags fly free, no change fees, Rapid Rewards points that never expire, flight credits that never expire, and those things are not changing. So we're going to do this in the Southwest Airlines way, and our customers, I think, are going to love it.
I'm glad you mentioned all those other things, because the seating, the open seating, that was just one of the things that set Southwest apart. All those other things, no bag fees, no change fees, all of that, I was going to beg you not to take those away. So we're good on that.
Absolutely. We are not looking to take away bags fly free. It is a huge part of why customers select Southwest Airlines. I mean, the whole suite of policies, but especially that. After the fare and the schedule, the number one reason customers select Southwest Airlines is because of our bags fly free policy, and we are not taking that away from them.
You said that this is something customers have been asking for, and as far as the seating. What about shareholders? Was there any pressure there to do this?
Well, we're not happy with our financial results right now. I'll just start there. And so we have a comprehensive, I call it a transformational plan to change the company that will make the product more appealing, that will improve our efficiency, it will improve our capital discipline. And so this is good for our customers because they want it. It's good for our employees because they want it. And it's good for our shareholders. Today, we have products that you can buy on boarding, like early bird and upgraded boarding, and that makes the company roughly just shy of $1 billion. The opportunity here in assigned seating and extra legroom is significantly more than that, and so obviously that is good for our shareholders.
Let's talk about those financial results. You just alluded to the earnings out today. Revenue up slightly, earnings per share a little better than expected, although down certainly from this time last year. In today's release, you're quoted as saying it's due to both internal and external factors. Specifically, what factors are we talking about? What were the problems?
Well, it's clear in the industry right now that there's an excess of seats or just supply domestically for the demand that's out there, clearly. And so we're taking steps here at Southwest on our side. So our capacity is up about 8% in the second quarter. It'll be up roughly 2% in the third quarter, and it will actually fall 4% in the fourth quarter. Seats will actually be down year over year about 8% in the fourth quarter. So we are moderating our capacity, and so that'll help. On our own side, we implemented a new complex revenue management system. So that's a system that basically manages your pricing and what seats you take at what price at what time. And those systems are complex, and we've got some work to do to tune up the system that we put in. But it does look like it cost us about 2 points. And basically what happened is this. So there's a lot of demand in the summer, and we sold too many seats too early on those peak summer flights. So you get to the summer now, and there just aren't as many seats left to sell. And we understand what happened. We brought in a team of experts to help. We have an action plan, and we're actioning that, and so that will help as we move across the rest of the year to help to ease the revenue pressure, just like lowering our capacity will help to ease the revenue pressure.
And we'll bring you more of this interview shortly.
First up, let's check on traffic and weather together. Here's Kim Woodley from your local Honda dealers traffic center.
Yeah, we have the first report of a crash just coming in for San Jose again. This is northbound 880, this time just north of Bascom. It looks like a couple of vehicles blocking the left lane. CHP is on the roll. Again, that's north 880 at Bascom. And we are also still looking at traffic heading out toward the Alameda on northbound 880. That is where we have had a crash in the second from left lane. I'm seeing traffic backed up here because of that, all the way to the 280 interchange. So that's a very slow stretch according to our Chilton Autobody collision cam. The traffic is jammed 280 up to the Alameda, and then you break loose from all of this trouble. In the meantime, we're looking at the Nimitz Freeway. It's thinned out, but not completely there. We do have problems accessing the Nimitz off of 238. North 238 in San Leandro, the ramp that takes you over to 880. A crash is still clearing, and 238 is backing up about halfway back toward 580, and south 880, most of the slow traffic now is from 238 down toward A Street, Hayward. If you're northbound through Oakland, though, you're at the speed limit all the way up to the Bay Bridge, and there's hardly any wait left at the Bay Bridge Toll Plaza. Your next traffic update is at 9:38 on the traffic reader, KCBS. Thank you, Kim. The heat eases today with a more comfortable weather pattern on tap. Highs today in the 90s inland, around 80 by the Bay, and the mid-60s at the coast. Much cooler tomorrow, mid-80s inland, around 70 by the Bay, and cooler still for your weekend. Traffic and weather together on the 8s on All News 106.9 and AM 740 KCBS.
More now of Odyssey's Mike Rogers interview this morning with Southwest CEO Bob Jordan about the changes coming and not coming to the airline.
I also wanted to ask, I noticed on this announcement today, not just the seating, but Southwest is adding some red-eye flights. That is also something new. Tell us about that.
Oh yeah, and it's not just we're going to go work on it. We're adding them today, so they are in the schedule that publishes today, and the first flights will be in February. So this is basically 24 operations, the ability to fly overnight, and there's strong customer demand for red-eye flights. So it's folks that they want to spend the whole day in Vegas and then fly overnight, or they want to spend the whole day in Hawaii and fly overnight on the way back. Equally good for the airline is it doesn't take incremental aircraft because you're using an aircraft that was there and available overnight anyways. So what's really nice is the combination of adding red-eye flying and the combination of technology that we're putting into our turn to actually decrease turn times. Those two things combined mean that the capacity that we plan on adding in 25, 26, and 27 to the airline will all be funded through initiatives like that rather than having to go buy additional aircraft. So it's good. It's a win for our customers, and it's a win for the airline, and it's a win for our shareholders.
You know, I was okay with those red-eye flights when I was a younger man.
I have heard that comment before.
It's a little tougher now. You know, this has not been an easy period, really, for the airline industry in general. Most recently, this internet outage that caused such huge problems, Delta in particular. But in the past, Southwest has had its problems too. You guys were fairly unscathed in this latest episode, though. How did you dodge this particular bullet?
We have been investing